going on, guys? Able to get started a few minutes early here, so that's exciting. Just give me a couple minutes to do a few sound checks, and we'll dive into the tutorial. Okay, we're looking all good, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started here. So yeah, the wavetable is kind of a unique instrument to Ableton. It's sort of like a synthesizer, but there's a lot of pliability to it. So I think it's kind of an exciting instrument, exciting sound. I was listening to The Weeknd's what's the name of the album? The After Hours album, the first song on the album, Alone Again. The bass sound in that song sounds very wavetable-esque. Sounds like something to sort of try to mimic. I'm not exactly going for that sound, but excuse me, some sort of nice wavetable bass sound is what we're ultimately gonna shoot for. I do have sort of like a quick little loop with a basic drum set sound here that we can run. Test the bass on, evolve this as we go, depending on how long we're streaming tonight. We might, develop this into a track. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce you to the wavetable. Just see what we do. So if you're new to Ableton, you're just going to want to first go to the instruments, scroll down to the bottom, double click this wavetable. It will bring up how to double click. There we are with a fresh new wavetable. Now I like to dive into the, so I go ahead and expand this by clicking the arrow right here. And it's going to get a whole lot more complicated. But essentially what this is going to allow us to do is manipulate the sound in a number of ways to our benefit. So right now, right off the bat, it sounds of honestly like a mallet is what it's giving me. Because we're going for the bass, I'm turning on the sub feature right here. That's gonna add an element bass to the bottom, bring this tone up a little bit. Welcome to play around with these and find something that fits for you, but we're going for kind of a bass, so I've upped the tone here to 43% and the gain down. Again, play around with those. The next thing I want you to look at is this oscillator here. So that's going to be our first oscillator. We can turn a second oscillator on here. Let's just start with one. There's a lot of different options here in terms of the bass category, I guess. I'm just going to use the basic shapes. I'm going to come down and saw PW bass. I think this is up the octave. This has potential to become an interesting bass. So the nice thing about the wavetable is it kind of shows you this valley here, and we can pull this. I don't even know what this toggle is. Position through this valley, and you can see, you can hear how the sound kind of get a nice visual. So what we want to do to make it a sound, I'm going to take this position and we're going to add that to the matrix down below. This is our matrix, so you can kind of watch as these values change. I'm using the input do here. That LFO is kind of fast. Feel that? Good. I'm gonna go back to the main channel, and you'll see me pulling this down. Now this is kind of like an auto filter. I'm also gonna add that to the matrix, bring that onto LFO1. You see what I'm doing down here? This is the matrix. Adding some movement into it. I might slow that down just a touch. So I think still it's just a little dry. Doesn't quite have that extra added layer to it. We can go to global, and let's turn on unison mode. Let's turn on shimmer. I like shimmer. And add some unison voices. You can pick whatever key you want to mess around. Some C minor. That honestly sounds closer to what we want to get. What I'm aiming for here on the wavetable. And let me show you here in this envelope section. You can bring on the attacks. I don't love. Go to the matrix, and if we look at basically how deep this is going, I think I want to then bring this auto. So go ahead and do that, and we'll see kind of how that sounds. So part of sound design is sort of you're not looking to build an interesting melody or song right now, right? Just kind of listening to one tonality, kind of adjusting how it moves and sounds, so it's not definitely your ears get sick of hearing one tone for an extended period, I should say. There we go, it's a little deeper. And then again with the filter. Sounds cool. I don't know if this is like a bass. So I think this is something we can work with, but I want to show you just how funky you can get with the wavetable by basically doing this whole thing over again. Just turning on your second oscillator. So if I go to the oscillators and turn it on. I'm doing this on the push, but you can do that by clicking here on the screen. Just click that, boom, second wave. It's almost like having a second wavetable. So I'm gonna go into the collections and maybe get some of these colors. Now that's cool, right? So I want to add how that moves. Ooh. Backward move. You really get caught up in the visual. It can sort of start to make sense. Like if you listen to that sharper, like you see that that's defined by this, right? A small peak. Yeah. Similarly on the right hand side. I mean, the wavetable is great because it's extremely dynamic. Honestly, let's just bring in some drums now. So to close the wavetable, we'll close what we have from there. And make sure you have an cue by your side, ready to rock. Let me just duplicate the drum rack, and let's just go with this drum rack since it leave the cello behind for now. Back to our wavetable. Alright, so if it's a bass, it's way too loud. Yeah, that's sounding cool. Yeah. So we can take this and we can move with this. Almost like it down another octave. Yeah, I'm liking how that's sounding. It's not, completely balanced. Maybe we haven't really done anything with you. I think this is a cool bass sound. Hear it moving. I think on that example song I was telling you about, what was the name? Alone Again by The Weeknd. He's got that wavetable will moving a little bit slower. Certainly he uses a different drum set, but see if we can contribute anything. Some more. just adding a little bit of hi-hats onto it. Yeah, I'm glad we started early. We're already, you know, I don't know how many minutes in we are. Yeah, 14 minutes in. We've got something sounding somewhat cool, you know. Building this from scratch, right? We're not using any samples here. We're just straight from the wavetable. So I'm wondering if we, you know, something that's always fun in Ableton is kind of just messing around, right? So I'm gonna duplicate that whole instrument that we just hit. And we were playing low down. We bump this up. It's the same instrument can be used to create a melody or a harmonic that kind of counterbalances that, or even some chorus. This is a creepy key. This is a creepy key to be crunching in. Right, so we're using the same wavetable, but we just bumped it up a couple octaves for this melody. Now I want to see if we take this and we just maybe edit this a little bit and play around with it. Maybe get a different instrument in here than retro. Closing up some of these envelopes. We want to focus more on the higher range, maybe. Sounds a little sketchy. Something super up high is not sounding great on this. Maybe bring this filter down a little bit. So you can see, this is all very intimidating, but in a short matter of minutes, we've set up, you know, some oscillations and some automations going on inside of the instrument. And from here, you really can do whatever. So I mean, let's recap by closing the instrument down. Let's turn off the drum sets. Trying to think of the best way to do this. Alright, I'll just do that. Let's pull up basically that wavetable we just created. We just added sort of more of an organ feature. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the so we just get the pure sound. So it's pretty dynamic. It's maybe too dynamic. Moving too fast. The LFOs are too quick. Now let's dive into that and see what our LFO rate is. Alright, slowing that down. Interesting. I find the wavetable to be just mesmerizing to play with because it's almost like a atmospheric trance, right? And this is all just one instrument, and I'm just holding one chord and playing 4 notes, and yet it sounds so dynamic. I mean, you could write a movie script with that. Almost giving Hogwarts. Right, so let's close that out and see what we got going on here. If we were to just start fresh with previous bass. Let's do 4 bars, so we're just going to record a 4-bar loop. Alright, we'll pull up our second wavetable. I like that, I'm going to record that. It's different, for sure. Let's see if we can turn this into a like a house type of beat. Let's try that. So we're going to duplicate this again, and then basically let's open up another wavetable, see if we can come up with something else that we might add to this. it's maybe more of like a mallet, or what do I want to say, like a pad background, sort of something atmospheric we want to go for here now. I'm going to turn off some of these other ones so we can just leave the bass going. Hey, as you know, sometimes we just get carried away. Going for more of like a lo-fi. And remember, the texture on the wavetable is always coming from the position, the movement along the position. This, as you can see, this upper gray line, lower gray line now, right here, is where I placed the position. And the LFO, which is the automated movement, is going from there as the starting point, right? So if it's more in the middle, see a movement across the whole field. If I'm way up here, some of that movement will get cut out and it will focus it on the other half of its progression. If that makes sense. Again, sound design is a lot of listening to the same tone over and over, and going crazy in your head, just trying to figure it out. So if you'll excuse me, I'm going to use the restroom. Take a quick break. Do that. Hey, thanks for tuning in tonight, everybody. My name's Chroma. I'm here recording the stream for you tonight. We're learning about the wavetable. We've already made a couple wavetable functions, and I thought that if anyone new was joining us, maybe we would just do it all again from scratch. This will be recorded and saved and up on YouTube, so you will be able to play this back as well and see how I made 4 different wavetables. So for this one, I'm just gonna go ahead and start it from absolute scratch. So I'll delete the wavetable. Go ahead and leave the EQ on there. Turn off my other wavetables for now. Just leaves us with about nothing playing, and that's perfect. Starting fresh, right? So go into the sample here, picking the wavetable. We'll close out there just to clean it up. And then I'm using, remember, these 2 little arrows to wavetable advanced functionality. And it is overwhelming when you first look at it. It's like, heck. A little bit about me, I'm just messing around, self-taught here. So most of the time, this is what I do. But I have produced some songs for a YouTube channel that makes documentaries. Make a video about that. So here we are. Opened up the wavetable again for 4th time tonight. You should be looking somewhat familiar by now. So it starts out very mallet like. And just bring that volume. So we don't want mallet, let's go with something else. Let's go with noise. See, this looks kind of crazy. This looks like, very stringy. All pretty. Maybe let's change our, let's go to D. Let's go like F. So I switched to F minor just for fun, I guess. I don't want to do the noise, guys. I don't like them. Retro seems cool. Let's choose robotic. Alright, so this looks like it's a pretty subtle change. Adds kind of a valley sharpness to it. We want to modulate this, right? So if you're on the push, right, you're just opening up your wavetable, go into the position tab, adding that to the matrix, turning it up on LFO 1, modifying the shape. So that's a pretty quick modulation. Bring that down. So there are a lot of functionalities for the quick modulation if you're into that. That's like a good little club. It's like or something. tempo up maybe on this one. That's more dancey. There's definitely an element of this that doesn't sound good. I think it's just a little too sharp. EQ is kind of brutal. I think this might be a situation where I throw an auto filter on, and I can make another tutorial on the auto filter, but this is one of my more preferred effects. I just realized that my video of my face is covering up part of the tutorial. Let me go ahead and see if I can get that moved around for you. Good news is there wasn't too much going on up there anyway, in terms of wavetable instruction, so you didn't miss much. So this is what we're dealing with here, and again, we started from scratch, and we've got this kind of like heady club melody. And I'm gonna actually close that wavetable, and then this is where you want to just start throwing in some crazy drums before you start going crazy listening to the same melody, right? Alright, let's see if we can throw in some bass from that first wavetable we made. If you're just joining us, I'll go ahead and show you that one. Take a look at what we did there. We have a single oscillator, the basics tab, saw bass. When I play that, it oscillates at that rate basically. You can see down here below in the matrix. And then we've got this kind of pretty aggressive EQ on it. To get a nice bass out of this, we're going to go ahead and drop the octave down a couple. So I'm actually going to bring these attacks down because I want this to be more punchy. Watch this. Okay, I'm gonna duplicate all that. That's cool. Get rid of that one. So simple. Drop a heart if you like that. Check that out. Okay, let's go back to that instrument we just made. See if we can get something funky out of that. Bring that down a little bit. We'll just shorten that to 12 bars. Sounds cool. I'm gonna edit this sound a little bit more. Already got a delay and an EQ on it. I'm gonna throw erosion on, another one of my favorites. I'll probably do a whole video about erosion someday. Today is not the day. I'm just listening for something sort of modern, metallic. Okay. Getting sick of hearing the bass. We will take that out of this situation. See what else we got. It's kind of that organ sound, but see if we drop it down, this could be a bass too. That's kind of fire. Let's get this drum kit a little bit different here. Let's go super vibey, see what that one sounds like. Super punchy, I like it. Get that boom up. a little harder that way. Did I almost hear a verse on that? The difference, make the difference. Yeah, you could might mess around. We might throw some lyrics on this. We'll see. Not too tired yet. Those of you that's just joining us, just hopped in here. We did start this, what? Basically 30 minutes early. So I hope by now you get the idea that the wavetable is super dynamic, super fun instrument. Let's play around with this beat a little bit. I might, take us out of the wavetable territory. We spent a good bit of time on that. See if we can use one of these other instruments and come up with something fun to add to this song. But for now, I'm going to pull us into this. Just the beat. You feel like this super vibey is just a little punchy, too punchy. Excuse me. It's not good. Drinking the Spindrift grapefruit tonight. It's delicious, I would say. Let's see what this instrument is. Yeah, I'm big time into the classical. So if we take this, make some chords, and then we can edit this sound sane. I don't like that. Whatever, this'll work for demonstration purposes. I'm not sure I love the chord pattern. Throw an erosion on, okay? We'll get into the glue sidechain later. Yeah, so I really like erosion because it adds just that kind of complex layer to modernize classical instrument, and then just using the auto filter, kind of just selecting what I want out of that. If I want to LFO that, I can. You know what the drums needs? When you start getting funky, I like to throw some delay on the drums. Super subtle though. Just makes head bopping so much easier. That really is the flow if you're gonna spit a verse on this. We'll see, I might mess around with that a little bit. Okay, remember when I said I didn't like it? I don't like it. Okay. I'm just gonna go for something a little more subtle with it. The other thing, when you're starting to get into it and you have multiple instruments, it is nice to just pan some in different directions just to add a little bit of depth. I'm not an expert in all of that. I just try to make something sound interesting and complex, and I use patterns. I let patterns guide me. Intuition and, you know, sound. I guess that falls into intuition, but the unique part about Session View is, look how we've almost built a song here, you know, you can just mess around with these clips. Just activated that, boom. We wrote all this tonight from scratch, you know, good job everybody. Hope you learned something tonight about the wavetable. You're welcome to stick around for a few more minutes. I'm just gonna mess around. So we'll see. Thanks for tuning in. You know, and I'm Chromastreams, and I'll be back as soon as I can with another video for the stream. Let me know if you want me to keep doing. Hope you learned something with these kind of casual tutorials. Y'all take it easy. yeah, we ended up. Thanks again for tuning in, everybody.